Imagine arriving in a foreign country with just 2 suitcases and a head full of dreams, but no network, no money, and a language barrier that feels like a brick wall. That was Maria's reality when she stepped off the plane, clutching a worn-out notebook filled with ideas. She wasn't just chasing success, she was fighting to create a future for herself and others like her. The streets she walked were unfamiliar, the faces around her unfamiliar too, yet within her burned a relentless fire. Maria noticed something most overlooked: the vibrant community of immigrants around her, each with untapped skills and stories waiting to be told. Instead of competing, she chose to connect. She started small, hosting weekend meetups in a cramped community center, where cooks, artisans, and tech enthusiasts shared their talents. But it wasn't easy. Trust was fragile, skepticism high. Many had been burned before, doubting anyone could truly help them rise. Maria knew she had to build bridges, not just handouts. So she learned their languages, celebrated their cultures, and turned those gatherings into workshops where ideas transformed into action. She taught basic digital marketing, helped artisans create online shops, and partnered with local businesses to provide internships. Slowly, the community's narrative shifted from isolated survival to collaborative growth. Her unique strategy? She didn't wait for permission or perfect conditions. She leveraged what she had, a network of passionate people and the power of shared stories. When funding was tight, she bartered skills among members. When legal hurdles blocked progress, she connected entrepreneurs with pro bono legal aid. Each obstacle became a stepping stone, each setback a lesson. And the impact? Life-changing. A seamstress who once sold scarves on the street now runs an online boutique reaching customers nationwide. A coder, once stuck in dead-end jobs, launched a startup employing dozens of immigrants. Maria's initiative became a ripple effect, creating opportunities where none existed before. The real magic lies not just in her success, but in how she redefined what it means to build a business, not alone, but as a community. So what can you take away? First, look around and identify the hidden strengths in your environment: people, skills, stories that others overlook. Second, build authentic connections by listening and learning, not just leading. Third, be resourceful. Use what you have creatively instead of waiting for perfect resources. Finally, remember that obstacles are not roadblocks, but invitations to innovate. Maria's journey teaches us that resilience isn't about going it alone. It's about weaving a tapestry of support, courage, and shared dreams. If you're facing your own challenges, start by reaching out, sharing your story, and finding ways to lift others as you climb. Because success born from community is not just sustainable, it's transformative. Beyond Maria's story lies a universal lesson about the power of human connection and the strength found in diversity. It's easy to overlook the potential in those around us, especially when circumstances seem daunting. Yet, when we pause to recognize the skills, experiences, and perspectives others bring, we unlock a collective power that no individual could harness alone. Maria's approach was never about imposing solutions, but about nurturing an ecosystem where everyone's contribution mattered. She understood that each person, no matter how small their skill or story seemed, added a vital thread to the fabric of the community's success. This mindset shifted how people saw themselves, not as isolated individuals struggling to survive, but as collaborators in a shared journey toward prosperity. Moreover, Maria's willingness to learn the languages and customs of those she wanted to help broke down barriers that often keep communities fragmented. Language is more than just words. It's a bridge to trust, understanding, and respect. By investing time in this effort, she demonstrated genuine care and respect, which in turn fostered deeper engagement and commitment from participants. The workshops became more than just learning spaces. They turned into hubs of empowerment where people felt seen, heard, and valued. The barter system Maria encouraged was another innovative solution born from necessity. When financial resources were scarce, members exchanged skills, one teaching sewing techniques, another offering bookkeeping help, a third providing website design expertise. This not only kept the initiative alive, but also reinforced the principle that everyone has something to give and receive. It cultivated a culture of mutual aid and reciprocity that strengthened bonds and encouraged continued participation. Legal challenges often intimidate immigrant entrepreneurs, many of whom fear navigating complex systems alone. Maria's connections to pro bono legal aid opened doors that might have otherwise remained closed. This support enabled entrepreneurs to formalize their businesses, protect their intellectual property, and understand regulations critical to sustainable growth. It's a reminder that access to knowledge and resources can transform uncertainty into opportunity. The stories of transformation within Maria's community continue to inspire. Consider the seamstress who, after months of workshops and mentorship, built an online presence that attracted customers nationwide. What began as a humble street stall evolved into a thriving boutique, providing income not just for her, but also creating jobs for others. Or the coder who, empowered by community support and networking, launched a tech startup that now employs dozens of immigrants, offering not only work, but a sense of purpose and belonging. These outcomes highlight the multiplier effect of community-driven initiatives. When one person rises, they lift others along the way. Maria's journey underscores the vital role of resilience, not as solitary endurance, but as collective strength. Challenges will come: language barriers, financial constraints, legal hurdles, but they are not endpoints. They are invitations to innovate, to adapt, and to lean on one another. This perspective transforms obstacles from sources of despair into catalysts for creativity and growth. For anyone embarking on a similar path or facing their own set of difficulties, Maria's story offers practical guidance. First, observe and appreciate the hidden assets around you. Second, foster genuine relationships built on trust and empathy. Third, be inventive with the resources you have. And finally, view every challenge as a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. The power of community lies in shared dreams and shared effort. When individuals come together with a common purpose, they create something far greater than the sum of their parts. They build networks of support that endure beyond any single success, creating legacies of empowerment and transformation. In the end, Maria's story is a testament to the human spirit's capacity to overcome adversity through connection, courage, and collaboration. It reminds us that success is not a solitary pursuit, but a collective journey, one where every voice matters, every skill counts, and every story enriches the whole. So as you move forward, carry this lesson with you. Your challenges are opportunities to build bridges, your resources are tools for innovation, and your community is the foundation of sustainable success. Reach out, listen deeply, share generously, and watch as your efforts ripple outward, creating waves of change far beyond what you imagined possible.